Hello, everyone. Today we're going to explore an emotional story filled with betrayal, pain, and life-changing decisions. This story is about Floyd Harper, a loyal husband for 30 years, and Jocelyn, the wife he trusted completely. But everything changes when Jocelyn decides to go on a journey to find the feeling of being alive that she feels she's lost. Floyd and Jocelyn have gone through many hardships together, from losing their beloved child to financial struggles. But no matter what, they always maintained love and respect for each other. However, Jocelyn felt that she had lost a part of herself over the years of their marriage, and she turned to their daughter, Sharon, for advice. If you were Jocelyn, how would you feel when you no longer feel alive in a relationship you once placed all your trust in? Would you try to restore that feeling, or would you accept your current life? One night, Jocelyn meets Alex, a widowed man from the neighborhood. She decides to give herself a chance, one night, to feel again. But things are never that simple. Is seeking personal satisfaction the right solution for a 30-year-long marriage? Floyd had planned a special trip, a way to rekindle their bond after all these years. He prepared everything, hoping Jocelyn would feel the love he still had for her. However, when he receives a message from Sharon, everything changes. When Floyd finds out Jocelyn is with Alex, his heart feels like it's been shattered. The feeling of betrayal is a powerful shock, and he decides to take action to make Jocelyn experience what he's going through. Is revenge, even if it's to protect yourself, an unacceptable choice? Do you think Floyd has the right to act this way? Floyd not only left Jocelyn, but also abandoned all their possessions and memories. He decided to start fresh in Costa Rica, hoping to find peace. Jocelyn, realizing everything she's lost, must now face loneliness and pain. Can love overcome betrayal? And when a relationship ends, is revenge or pain all that remains? After Floyd leaves, Jocelyn's life completely changes. The following days pass in a daze and collapse. Not only has she lost the husband she loved for 30 years, but she has also lost the image of herself in Floyd's eyes. All the memories, the paintings, the things they built together. Now nothing remains but ashes. In the months that follow, Jocelyn tries everything to fix her mistakes. She sees psychologists, attends therapy sessions, and even joins support groups for women who have gone through significant life changes. She realizes that she can't go back to Floyd, but she can still change herself, so she doesn't have to live with regret for the rest of her life. One day, while Jocelyn is cleaning up their old house, she accidentally finds a letter from Floyd that he had written to her long before everything happened. The letter is a sweet love note, reminding her of the beautiful memories they built together. She reads the letter over and over, feeling overwhelmed with emotion. From a woman once loved and cared for, Jocelyn now faces a painful truth. She has nothing left. No Floyd, no family, no money, and not even self-belief. Sharon, her daughter, has also distanced herself, unable to face her mother after everything that has transpired. In the following days, Floyd continued to live a simple yet peaceful life in Costa Rica. He no longer suffered from the past, but he didn't forget what had happened. He understood that every choice has consequences, and he had paid the price for his past naivete. However, now Floyd had learned to live for himself, no longer just for others. Elena and Floyd gradually became a couple. They didn't rush things or try to make everything perfect. Instead, they simply enjoyed life together, seeking peace and happiness in each moment. Can love truly overcome betrayal? Can everyone find happiness again after deep emotional wounds? And if you were one of the characters in this story, what would you do? Jocelyn couldn't have imagined that her life would end up like this. When she returned home after her night with Alex, everything had changed. Not only had Floyd left, but the house, where she and Floyd had built so many memories, was now in ruins. Everything was destroyed, the paintings, the family keepsakes, all burned in the fire of Floyd's anger. Standing amidst the wreckage, Jocelyn felt engulfed by emptiness. She spun in circles, consumed by thoughts of what she had done. Can I start over? Can Floyd forgive me? These questions tormented her. She decided to do everything she could to find Floyd, even though she knew it was nearly impossible. Thank you for following this story. And if you want to explore more real-life stories or situations like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts. This story is not just a lesson about love, but also a reminder of the value of honesty, self-awareness, and the ability to change. Floyd wasn't someone who gave up easily, but Jocelyn's betrayal had changed him forever. Even though his new life in Costa Rica brought him peace and a fresh start, the pain inside him couldn't be completely erased. One afternoon, while walking along the beach, Floyd ran into an old friend from the U.S., someone who had witnessed Floyd and Jocelyn together for many years. The friend had no idea about the collapse of Floyd and Jocelyn's life. Floyd couldn't hide his emotions as he shared his story. "I loved her so much," Floyd said, "but she betrayed me. And now I don't know how to move on." The pain, humiliation, and anger surged up inside Floyd. He wondered, will my life always be haunted by this past? But in that moment, he realized that, despite losing so much, he still had the freedom to choose his path. One late evening, when Jocelyn had nothing left to lose, she decided to travel to Costa Rica to find Floyd. The sleepless nights, the hours of self-doubt had made it impossible for her to live with the regret any longer. She knew that if she didn't act now, she would lose Floyd forever. The story reaches its climax when Jocelyn and Floyd sit face to face in the house by the beach. She looks into his eyes, and he feels the regret in her gaze. "I was wrong," Jocelyn says, her voice choked with emotion. "I hurt you, but I can't live with this pain anymore." Floyd looks at her, his heart still scarred. But in that moment, he realizes something important. "I can't change the past, but I can change the way I view it." Floyd understands that no matter how much Jocelyn regrets, the key is for him to forgive himself before he can forgive her. On the flight to Costa Rica, Jocelyn kept asking herself, "Can I change everything? Will Floyd be willing to forgive me?" But when she arrived, she realized that things weren't as simple as she had imagined. Floyd had begun a new life. He lived in a modest house by the clear blue sea. Although he hadn't expected Jocelyn's return, Floyd couldn't deny that he felt a tinge of confusion in his heart when he saw her. The story of the past, the betrayal, the wrong choices was still an open wound. Jocelyn found Floyd, but did she have enough courage to face the truth? Their life together had no chance of returning? And Floyd, would he give her one final chance to make things right? Although they couldn't go back to the past, Floyd and Jocelyn found a sense of empathy by the end of the story. Floyd realized he couldn't continue living in hatred, and Jocelyn learned that not every act of regret could fix everything. They both found a separate path for themselves, even if it was a different one. Do you think life can continue after such a painful breakup? Do you think Floyd and Jocelyn can be happy again in their different circumstances? Or is that just an unattainable dream? After the emotionally charged and tense evening between Jocelyn and Floyd, both of them retreated into their own thoughts. Jocelyn returned to the city, determined to rebuild her life, knowing that her relationship with Floyd might never be the same again. However, she decided to join a volunteer project in a small village outside Costa Rica, where she could work and rediscover herself. She hoped that through her work and new friends, she could find peace within. Floyd, after turning down Jocelyn's offer to reconcile, continued his life. However, he couldn't deny that although he had left a painful relationship behind, he still couldn't fully forget Jocelyn. The beautiful memories of them together still lingered in his mind. After working together on an environmental protection project, Jocelyn and Floyd began to understand each other better. However, it was not an old love being revived, but rather mutual respect and empathy. They started discussing their work, personal goals, and gradually became friends. One day, while sitting by the beach, watching the waves roll in, Jocelyn sighed. "I used to think we could get back together, but now I realize we've both changed too much." Floyd smiled. "That's true, but we can't change the past. We can only change how we see it." They both looked out at the horizon, and although there was still a sense of longing in their hearts, they knew that each of them had to follow their own path. Floyd decided to stay in Costa Rica, develop his work, and continue his environmental protection efforts. As for Jocelyn, she would return to the U.S. and pursue her dreams in the fields of volunteerism and community development. As time passed, Jocelyn and Floyd each found their own successes and failures. Jocelyn, after a long period working in volunteer projects, founded a nonprofit organization that supported underprivileged children and those in difficult circumstances. She realized that helping others was the way she could heal the wounds in her own heart. In the end, Jocelyn and Floyd no longer looked at the past with regret. They understood that what had happened was part of their journey. Although they were no longer together, the friendship and respect they had for each other became an essential part of their lives. With a gentle smile, Jocelyn said, "Life isn't always easy, but we have to know how to get through it." Floyd nodded, gazing out at the deep blue sea. And sometimes happiness isn't a destination, but the moments we find when we accept the challenges. Do you agree with this perspective? Do you believe that happiness is a journey we build for ourselves, rather than a specific goal? Thank you for following this story. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next stories. Floyd also found success in his work, becoming the head of a large environmental organization in Costa Rica, and he began to realize the value of living a simple, meaningful life. Although he still occasionally thought of Jocelyn, he knew his life couldn't revolve around just one person. Both of them had found their own happiness, even though the path to it wasn't easy.